Coach Andha Takshana, whom you remember the most, some memorable anecdotes or something to remember for life?
As I said, Mohinder Singh Gill was my first interaction of any coach or to even, but it was, as an 8-year-old and all, you just look up for fun and have that. But Pushpangadan was my sports teacher, and then I've had many coaches over the years, but who really kind of transformed from an ordinary to an extraordinary would be Sunil Abraham, who changed the outlook, because by then I had found Rupan Das and changed my event. So, and in the camps, of course, you'll have many, like Bidu sir, a great fitness coach, who's here in Bangalore. But Sunil was my coach that really I shined after I transferred.
So they polish you not only just in the physical realm, but also the willpower, the mind.
See, a coach, I think now you understand the concept of coach. Back then it was training and just motivating you to do that thing. But today, coach plays a larger interest, and I think a larger role for a young child.
Yes. Including the food, the dietetics.
The diet, the mental stability, the emotional stability, the psychological aspect. Because you're spending so much of time away from home, and this is the person that you trust. He or she, your coach, is the one you trust. It's like now, shale hoguvaga, we don't listen to our parents. Nam teacher enadru heldre ade correct anta ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. So it's the same kind of dynamics on the field. So I think that trust and comfort zone that you find in that support system is very important.
And also, we have seen you across all our silver screens. We have enjoyed your performance, whether it is Telugu, whether it is Kannada. We have seen you lighten up the screen. Hey Gaitu, how was this? Was it also due to some passion that you had an interest? Madbeku?
Acting was never my forte. It was just, I think Ushana beat Marwaga, I think there was a lot of media hype. Yav magazine nodidru front alli naan itta idde. So it was something very special that I beat her. And it's the right timing at the right place, they say. Ramaji Rao was looking to do a sports film. And he didn't know whether it was cricket or whatever. Aur en madidru Nehru Stadium, Delhi alli. Now, avaga camp alli ittu. And there were some competitions coming up. Namdu International Open Championship ella barta ittu. So they watched me on the thing. He and the director, and Mr. Chandramouli, and the practice admele, they said there's somebody waiting for you to meet, and they were our stand al kutidru. So I was wondering who this is. So I went, and I didn't know who was Ramaji Rao, nothing. I mean, in my circle, I didn't have any connect with
the film field,
film fraternity at all. So he introduced himself, and the very first thing he said, we'd like to do a movie, and this is a movie. And I just said, I'm not interested, and walked out, literally walked out. Because I said, this is not man, I'm not looking at doing a film at all, and I had my Asian Games coming up. So I said, nothing doing, I'm not doing it. So they were a little shocked that I was very blunt. But what they did on the International Open Athletic Championship was happening. And that's one of the team where I beat Usha also, one of the Open Championship.
2 times, not once.
Yeah, so I think in the... And they secretly, without permission of the Nehru Stadium, filmed the entire live race. Because they were determined. I had no clue that they had done it. I got to know it much later when I accepted the film and I saw myself. I said, oh wow, this is what they've done. Then after the race, they came up and said, okay, just hear us out. If you agree, just give us one. Again, I think it was in YMCA, Delhi, Al Hodvi. Then they took some photographs and all that. You know how an athlete is dark, running in the sun. We are not worried about complexion and that. But they took a photo shoot, and then they said, just give us time to hear what we have to say. So I said, okay, I'll listen to a sports story. And I straight away said, okay, I'll do it. But I'll do it after my Asian Games, and I'll give you 40 days time, because that's my layoff time.
Okay.
Till the next competition. So if you can do it, I'll fine. And it just so worked out.
Another opportunity.
Another opportunity came my way. I didn't know Telugu. I learnt a little bit of Telugu, though the dubbing was all done. But for me, it was interesting because that's something that I learned. And today I wouldn't say the film is bad or good, because the amount of work that goes for that 2.5 hours of movie is enormous. And the number of people that work on set.
And all the people they might have looked up.
Well, it was. I'm so happy that they didn't look at me as a film star. They looked at me as an achiever from another field, and it was great because I would pack up at 4:30, 5, and my lightman, cameraman, everybody would go for a run. We'd all run, stretch up. Sometimes, producer would also join us.
So the perks of being with an athlete.
I needed that 45 minutes of exercise that I needed morning anyway. I'd go for a run. So I still have some of the cameramen who come. I'm in Bangalore doing this film. So that's a kind of bond that was there. And I never had a makeup person, never had a costume. Whoever is on the set, and I think I would be the first one, before my heroes would dress up, I would be ready on the field.
Because of the jersey.
So it was good, and I think I enjoyed that phase in life. And for me, everything in life has been easy to walk away with.
Because you looked at it in a very different way than
So
people
even
would perceive.
I had achieved, in sports, I knew this is till where I can go. And just before the Barcelona Olympics, I had a tendinitis injury and I didn't want to go for the Olympics, so I didn't go for the trials. I announced my retirement, hung my boots. So people were kind of shocked. At the top of her career, she has hung her boots. Films also, I did 5 films. It was
In
good,
Kannada,
everything.
in Telugu, yes.
Yeah, it was kind of a fun journey, but I made a lot of money because I didn't make that much in sports. So I could build a home for my parents.
Exactly.
So there was another ulterior motive why I did sports, because the money was huge. Why I did films. And I was being paid quite well at that point in time. So I built a house. So I didn't know where I would go, but then at least my parents would be there.
Where to invest and how to make a home.
So that was the goal in life, is to build a house and have a shelter over our heads. So that's one of the reasons I did. Of course, then I did a couple of films, and I was expecting my first baby, Anisha. And I was doing a lot of fight scenes. For us, fight and all is exercise and you're flexible and all. So in the industry, people would say, oh, I jump off the 30 feet field. Anyway, you have beddings down, so you just jump on it. But people would say, oh my God, you do this, and you ride on a bike and you do this. I think it just kind of gave a different look to a heroine as well.
True.
And I kind of enjoyed it till it lasted. I got a lot of accolades. I got a lot of respect from elderly people who looked upon me as one of these.
Yeah, because all we had in Telugu was Vijay Shanti, who would do
So they
all
would
that.
compare me with, So it was good. I think I enjoyed that phase, and it was time to move on.